up, family? I am super excited because we are here for another edition of Be More. I told you I was going to come back with some more, and as promised, here I am. But it's not just me today. I keep giving you gifts. I am the gift that keeps on giving because I have another guest. You don't need to hear from me all the time. Sometimes you can best learn from other people coming on and sharing their experiences with you. And I have a superb guest today, and we are going to introduce her after we come back. So why don't you come and be more with me right now? The doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Okay, let's stop with the tomfoolery. Without any further ado, I need to bring on this guest. She is a YouTuber. She also is an Instagrammer. She is a video person all the way around, and she's really interesting. So I wanted to bring her on so that we can learn from her. And her name is Shaina. Shaina Herrera, are you here?
I'm here. I'm here.
Yay, there you are. Shaina.
Hello, how are
welcome.
you?
I am fantastic. Welcome to Be More.
I'm glad to be here. Very honored to be here.
Thank you. Well, so let me tell the audience a little bit about how I met you. You came into a media meets brunch that I did with Gloria, with Glory B, and
I love her.
And then yes, she's amazing. Yes. So I started following you because of coming in and you gracing us with your presence in my stream. So I said, let me see how I can support her. And it turns out that you are fantastic.
Thank you.
So tell us a little. Go ahead.
So first of all, when I joined, I was so captivated, and your voice is just so like captivating and soothing. I could listen to you. You could read the alphabet to me. I was like, I believe it. I believe what she's saying. And yes,
I would make you believe the alphabet. That is awesome. I'm good for something.
To her, but your presence is amazing, and your spirit is amazing, and that's really what attracted me to your page as well, including the conversation.
Wow. Well, thank you. Well, I think that, and the feeling is mutual, and likewise, I think that's why we get attracted to people, because of spirit, because of the way they've built community. And we're going to talk about all of that today. But before we do, I would love for you to introduce yourself to the audience, say who you are, where you're from, what you do.
So my name is Shaina A. Herrera. I am a full-time mompreneur and consultant. I am a video content creator. I am a style vlogger. I do a little bit of lifestyle vlogging. I am a momager to my 7-year-old who is killing it in the industry right now, which I'm so proud of him. And I'm just an all-around fashion and beauty girl. I really love to share content that is going to inspire people to do a little bit more with their wardrobe, or like step outside of their norm and their comfort zone. And I also like to share products that have helped me along the way as a woman of color. I struggled with, finding products for my hair, finding products or pieces that fit my shape and my size properly, finding makeup that really worked well with my shade, finding face routine and skin routine and nail routine that made sense for my makeup. And so now that I feel like I'm figuring that out, I love to share it on my social media platforms. I also have a huge background in fashion design. I've been a designer for 15 years by trade, by profession. I went to school for fashion. And I have a knack and skill set for editing. So with all that being said, I kind of just pulled all of those things together. And I'm going to say I'm finally starting to figure out how to make it all work and make it all make sense, and help it benefit the community that I've been building over the social media platforms.
And you have quite a community. They're very active. They're very vocal.
Very vocal.
I see parallels in what we do, because I also have a community that's very active and very vocal. But let me talk about what you do. So first of all, she makes these amazing bags, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll put up the information at the end so that you can check everything she does out, including her bag line. But what made you say, there is room in this space for me in terms of the style, in terms of lifestyle, in terms of fashion, because let's be real.
Mhm.
It feels like the space is inundated and
Oh, yeah.
flooded with people talking about style, people talking about beauty, people talking about fashion. What made you say, well, I can get in this realm and succeed?
I'll be honest with you, that's just my makeup. I see it, I want it, I get it. And that's
Mm,
how I proceed. I feel like, especially as you mentioned, so I started my own handbag collection, Bayo Co. And the thought, did come to me, just like with the social media content that, oh, there's so many out there. But when you think about like the things that everybody uses every day, right? A chair was already invented, right? Everybody has a chair, but they're still going to buy a new one. That chair might not fit them. That chair might not fit their space. But if they find the right chair, they find the right product, they find the right brand that speaks to them, they're going to buy the chair, even if they already own one. And I think everybody has their own twist, their own personality. And they also have a lot of things that are kindred with other people. So just because somebody else has already done it doesn't mean that you can't do it and you can't excel and you don't have something else to offer. And even if it is similar to something or a style, your style is similar to someone else, it just makes it easier for you to identify your community. I follow several content creators, and even though their style might be a little similar, I learned something new from each and every one of them. But the main thing is that I believed that I could, and so I did. And I think that's the first step, is believing that you could, believing that you have value, and then
mm,
being willing to be vulnerable, because being a content creator, you are extremely vulnerable. um,
yes.
you have to be willing to do that, and you have to have that self-belief. So yeah, that's pretty much what made me say I can do it.
So it
They did
starts with the
it.
belief in yourself. They did it.
They did
Exactly.
it.
And everybody
It
started from
motivated me.
somewhere.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
motivates me. I love to see these other content creators and influencers like really doing their thing and putting out this amazing content and getting all
Yeah.
these opportunities. It hypes me up. It really, really it doesn't make me feel like, oh, that opportunity, I'm not going to get the same opportunity. It really hypes me up. Like, if you do this, you could get this, but I'm gonna do it this way.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. And I love your analogy with the chair, because even though there are other chairs, nobody is your chair. Nobody
Nope.
is the chair you designed. So
Nope.
you bring a particular point of view to
Hmm.
the space that nobody else brings. And
Hmm.
speaking of that, so let's talk a little bit about the fact that you actually went to school for design, and this is actually part of what you do. Does it make you feel, as the young folks like to say, some type of way when you see people getting into the space that don't have a background in fashion, that
Uh-huh.
have not worked in fashion, coming on
Mhm.
video or live talking about fashion, and then people following them? Does it make you feel as if they are imposters?
So I will be very honest, because I feel like I could be very
Tell
honest.
the truth.
And
Tell the truth.
I
Yeah.
used to feel very strongly about it. I used to feel some type of way when these celebrities would come out with collection. Everybody had a collection. And I was like, oh, you're not a designer. And I'll be honest with you, I think it was more coming from a space of bitterness rather than
Mm,
fact you know and the fact is that everybody like has a different path and a way to get there. I
right.
chose a
Right.
specific path. It was not an easy path, and because my path was not easy at all, and I feel, and again, feeling is not always fact, I feel like I am more talented than said person. It made me feel some type of way. Now,
Hmm.
fast forward 18, 19 years in the industry. Now I'm exploring different avenues where I didn't go to school for editing. I didn't, do XYZ that maybe some of these other content creators did, and influencers and blah, blah, blah. I'm not currently buying all of the luxury items and stuff and all that, but I'm going to talk about it because I have an opinion on it. And I know what works for me. And there's somebody who is similar to me who can identify with me. So it really helped me have more empathy and understand, and actually, again, be very motivated and excited. These people who did not have all of the credentials that I had and the experience that I had are out here and they're killing it. I can do it too. And you know what? just because you didn't go to school doesn't mean that you don't have good ideas. You know, that
Mm.
you're not creative. And some of the smartest people, they just find a team of people who have those credentials, i.e., people like me, who they hire and are happy to go to work for them, you know, and they create
Yes.
beautiful things. So to answer your question in short, yes, I used to feel some type of way. I was bitter, and then I got over it once I realized what the big picture was. And the big picture is that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And, you know, if you have a goal, go after the goal, regardless of what your background is. And if you're going to hate, be quiet. Be quiet.
And that's a good way of looking at it, because I have to say, full disclosure, and people, it's not even disclosure, because people hear me say this all the time. There are a lot of people who try to get into the video space and
Mhm,
the live streaming space,
mhm,
and they just are like a chapter ahead of the students. And that
mhm.
bothers me when they are not, when they're doing it because they're trying to make money at it, and they're telling people the wrong things. So
Yes,
what happens is then people learn
yes,
things the wrong way, and
yes.
then you have to come to me to fix your mess because of that. So
Yes,
that's
it's a
when
very
I
valid
take
point.
issue with it,
No,
right?
it's a very valid
So
point.
yeah, yeah. Because
Absolutely.
I don't think so. I respect the whole thing is, yeah, I'm in the fashion realm as well. I have a t-shirt line, but I didn't go
Oh,
to school
uh-huh.
for it. And so I defer to you
Uh,
when it comes to those types of things, because you actually took the time to learn and
mhm,
understand. But what I am doing is learning and understanding in the process as well. And by
absolutely.
osmosis, I mean, the same thing, but you actually are credentialed in it. So I respect credentials, although I respect experience as well. But what I'm not doing is trying to hold courses telling people how to start a fashion line, because that's not my lane. And
But
that's
if
where I
you
think
have
I take
experience,
issue.
you could. If you have experience, because this is one more thing. One thing I learned also, schooling, I hope I'm not going to discourage you, but schooling does not necessarily equal talent. And talent and
Can you say that one more time again for the people
schooling
who didn't
does
hear
not
it?
necessarily equal talent.
Yes,
Talent, perseverance, and resilience will trump schooling and education any day. And I learned
absolutely.
that time and time again. And then at one point, I had to put my schooling to the side and start moving out of intuition and experience. You
Mm,
know, my schooling became outdated, and my experience is what became Bible. You know, and that
mm,
is very important for anybody in any industry, especially content creation and fashion, to understand. You have to trust yourself. You have to be willing, like you said, to reach out to the people who know better than you, even if they don't have credentials, because that experience will trump education every single time, because they've lived it, they navigated it, they either learned how to fail at it or they learned how to succeed at it, but there's lessons in
right.
them. You need to hear it all. You need to be able to take those nuggets from people, you know,
Mm.
and value them, you know?